Hello, my name is Jordan Anderson, and today I'm going to be taking this spruce log and what's left of it and carving a little black bear. And I'm going to be cutting a couple of angles off the top of the head first and kind of gets the lines set for the angle where the head's going to be looking. And there you see me cutting a little bit on the ears, the eyebrow, nose, and snout, and cutting a few of these angles is kind of tough with a bigger saw because it's a little bit blind unless you're used to it, but I've been doing it for 20 years, so I've carved a lot of bears. But this one's pretty cool because it kind of is themed after an experience I had on a goat hunt a couple of years ago where I saw a little cub just sitting all by itself looking down the slope, and he was right on top of the mountain, which was pretty cool. And lo and behold, he was just sitting up there waiting for mom and his brothers and sisters, and there was a mother bear with 3 cubs, so triplets are pretty rare up there, and I just wanted to carve that little scene with this cub. And he was looking down the valley and waiting for everybody. But so it kind of reminds me of me because I don't have a whole lot of patience, is why I carve with a chainsaw. But anyways, you see me working on a little bit of the hindquarters and, you know, that big off-cut line for the back there, and now moving forward to the legs. And he kind of was offset sitting there. And you see a lot of older bears doing this when they're kind of, you know, just sitting around in the alders, you know, in the wilds of Alaska. You know, they like to just find a little perch and do a little overlook. And that's what this little guy's doing. I'm working on the little paw details now and working out some of the claws with my smaller saw, and kind of working on a little bit of the back lines there first, but we're working around the front and getting a few details in, working on the eyebrows, and kind of there's some muscle structure features. If you ever, you know, look at some anatomy, you can find some online. It'll show you kind of how those eye sockets, you know, how the muscle features are in there, and that gives me an idea on how to block those features out and, you know, set the stage for the detailing phase, which I'm working on that right now. All the fur lines going in. It's all about the flow at this point. And now you see me get it inside and work on it with the angle grinder and clean up all those lines and get it ready to burn. And so sometimes I'll sand up, you know, the ears as well, sometimes not, depending on kind of the look that I'm going for. Sometimes I want it to look a little more, kind of more raw and natural for the garden, but this piece I kind of wanted to give it kind of a lodge look, you know, make it really realistic and make that fur lay down nice on the head. And it kind of works really nice to do that before you do all the major details. And all the main focal points kind of pop out nicely when you do a lot of sanding in the beginning. And you see me working on the Roman eye there. Got a little tiny die grinder bit that works really well, and kind of leave a little bit of material in the corner of the eyes so that gives it a little lens flare. So burning on it a little bit here to kind of give it some depth, work on those shadows. And it's nice to have something inside the garage because it heats up really well. And now we color phase and do a little black gloss. Just I like to use a little cheap spray paint and then kind of finish it off with my more expensive, you know, marine varnish coat in the end. I think what I'm going to do on this one though is do a little poly coat. But they're sanding off that base and doing a little fiber wheel on the nose to kind of get the shading done right on the snout. And then we work on the eye details after this. I'll do a couple little lines there to kind of give it some lens flare. And there's the finish. For more information on these carvings, check out my profile at Tree Personalities here on Instagram, and slide me over a DM if you're interested in a custom commission piece.